So tonight is some of the easiest information you can learn in almost all of our Ayurveda, which is such a vast philosophy, because it's literally what's in your face. It's what's in your face. What can you see? And then if I stick out my tongue, there's more information. So you're looking at skin, structure, like meat on someone's bones. Bones are going to be more like how you're born, constitutional. There's going to be prakruti, like constitutional reads. Like your eyes might age, but they're not just going to totally distort and change shapes. Your bones are your bone size. The meat on your bones changes. But your bone is your bones. And that's that idea that kaphas are a little more padded and bigger boned. You know, that's what gives them their stability and longevity. You know, pitta is smaller boned. And that's what gives them their spiritualism. The thinner you are, the closer to the ethers you are. Vata. Oh, what did I say? Oh.
You sure paying attention.
You did good on that test.
Good job, Leda.
And when you're pitta, you know, you're definitely looking at that more musculature and a lot of moderations we're going to talk about tonight. So when you're looking at someone, you're looking at part of their birth constitutional pieces, eyes, maybe shape of nose, lips, bones. And then there's all the other things that vary. How much meat is on the bones? Where is the skin red? Where is it discolored? Where is it thinner? Where is it puffy? Where is it watery? Where is it dry and cracked? Where is there acne? Or mole? Or freckles? These are all things you can read. And then it becomes where. Where? If it's on my cheeks, this is actually the nerve ending of the stomach. If it's on my chin, that would be prostate or uterus, reproductive. If it was on my forehead, this is, you know, we call them worry lines. What was the worry is anxiety? What was the organ of anxiety? Anybody remember? The organ, huh? Liver? No, that was anger. Small intestine. And colon is indecision, further out, anxiety. We call them worry lines, and this is the small intestine colon. No wonder we call them worry lines. They are worry lines, you know. You might be like me and have one big worry running across my forehead. Yes, I love that line just like you love yours. Somebody else might look smooth, like there's not a worry in the world. I can't do that. You know, and then they start talking, and then they crinkle up, and then you see their worry. That's more internalized, and they don't just show it out to the world. They might have all kinds of little worries. You see what I mean? So this is what we're going to learn tonight. You're going to learn about what do lines mean, and what do skin conditions mean, and how do we also read the tongue. And it is just brilliant, because it's like once you remember the map, and I like to explain it in a very, you know, hey, this is how I memorized it kind of way. Make it easy on you, because it makes a lot of sense in this picture. But once you've got that, I mean, you could really start helping yourself also, not just by symptoms, which sometimes we live with. Let's just be honest. We sometimes live with symptoms, and it's not so easy to just stop as I'm telling you to. You know, it's not as easy as it sounds to just be like, I'm going to stop and pay attention to everything. You know, life is happening. So sometimes it's what I look in the mirror and I'm all, ah! And then I'm kind of like, okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because, you know, you can look in the mirror and just be all, oh my God, I'm so dry, I'm wrinkled up. And then all of a sudden, like, something wonderful happens, and you drink a bunch of water and you get some rest, and you look in the mirror and you're like, that's right. You know it, that's right. I'm tired today. You know what I mean? How did that happen in like 2 to 3 days time? And it does, right? It depends on our emotions. We don't hide. We do not hide from one another at all. We don't hide. What's in your face is what is going on. And that's why I don't know why we're keeping so many like private secrets and eating secrets and doing secrets, and this is bad me and this is good me. And it's like, well, you're just showing everybody anyway, so hiding, you know? So we're gonna learn all about this and skin conditions, and we'll get to the tongue too, because it's quite interesting. And it's easy to learn, you know, it's not like, let me remember all these elements, and now she's talking hot, cold, wet, dry, now she's talking vata, pitta, kapha. She threw in some other extra words there I don't even know, but that was kind of cool. Now we just get to be talking about organs and where they land. Now, let's remember this is a science. So they didn't just say, oh, you know what? We should make this the lung line. That would be so cool. You know, they didn't say like, we should make this the stomach. So when everyone smiles, it's on their stomach. They literally opened the body up and they followed these nerve lines called your autonomic nervous system. Autonomic, it's all it runs from your central nervous system out to all your organs and to the peripheral of your body. And those nerve endings are in your hands and your feet, which are called shakhani. Reflexology is called shakhani. And it's also in mukha, your face. These are your nerve endings. That's where they end. So they're the map. So if your nerve has been affected enough where something surfaced, it's going to tell you. It's, again, one of those beautiful things our body does to communicate and actually tell us what's going on. You know? It does talk very loud. And sometimes you want to hide because it's so loud, you know? Certain things you don't like about yourself. And it's tricky too, because we do have, you know, I'm just in the overview and we'll go into details, but a few more things in my overview. It's tricky because I want you to love your face, right? And like the happier you are, the more beautiful your essence shows through. Beauty is just like crazy diverse in my world. So it's not like a beauty. Your beauty shows through, you know, when your happiness is there. And yet there's things in our face that we either love because of someone who made us, our bloodline, our mom, our dad, the bloodline, you know. And there's other things that you're like, oh man, that's so much like my dad, or oh, that's so much like my mom. And it's something that maybe they do, or a mannerism, or an expression, or maybe even like your nose is like someone who you have a challenging relationship with, you know. But we have to love these things because, you know, we are our genetics. We are from that family. So it gives you that opportunity to be able to really go, whoa, I got this from my dad. And wow, I wonder if I have this line, like my line, if I have this line just like my dad, and it's a worry line, I wonder if I think about some things this might be and go to my dad and ask him if he has these worries, I wonder if they're even matching. And so I did that. And I went to him with what I thought was my primary worry. And, you know, this worry that runs across my whole life kind of line. And he was like, oh my God, I don't ever talk about that. I have that same worry. And I said, I don't talk about that really either, you know? And we realized like, oh, I have that lineage, intestinal concern in the bloodline. So you get to appreciate yourself from where you come from. And it also makes you feel really different when you do get a rash or acne, or, you know, something comes up that makes you feel vulnerable in the world, because let's not deny that those things that are exposed are exposed. When something comes up in the skin, and if someone can see it, it's exposed. If it's under your clothing, it's exposed, and now you're hiding it with what you're wearing. I got a lot of skin conditions, so I know a lot about it. Had terrible eczema my whole childhood. So I definitely know what it is to kind of hide and have it in places where I could not hide, like all over my eyelids, you know? And then you realize like, yeah, this is all something that is trying to be like, I have to tell you. I have to tell you. I am not gonna deny you. I'm gonna tell you. So it's funny, we try to like hide it or figure it, you know, cover it up. So hopefully this is gonna give you a different perspective on your beauty and your lines, your skin, your texture, your pores. The skin is done by color, texture, and pores, you know. And then it's gonna be where. If I'm red on my face, you know, they called me Apple as a child. My dad says it's because I said I was an apple because everyone was calling me Deanna Banana. That's what he remembers. So I said I'm an apple. I'm an apple. I'm not a banana. So that's what he remembers. But my mom remembers me getting that name, even if it started from that, because I always had those red, you know, cheeks. I had really red, ruddy cheeks as a kid. And I had a lot of acidic behavior in my stomach. I had access to too many foods, too many different things. You know, that's why nutrition is so sacred to me. So it was showing even as a kid, like this fired up stomach. But everyone was like, oh, you're so cute, your little red cheeks, you know? So it's interesting, you know, how we see ourselves and what it's really saying. So let's open up our book here. And the first thing I want to just kind of really quickly cover on page 1 of this week are what we call the observations. What are all the respectful things and the ways you can observe and inspect yourself? And I say respect because if you're going to go read in someone's face, you should like give them a heads up. Like, hey, I'm noticing some things. I'd love to help you with this. You know, or you don't just say, stick out your tongue. You know, it's like it's kind of personal. We do lots of things with our tongues, not just eat food. You know what I mean? So it's personal. It's intimate. So how do you respectfully, you know, check these things and ask questions? Facial characteristics, head and neck shape, characteristics and distribution of hair, body weight and height, your birth bone structure, posture, skin, extremities, body language, speech, urine, feces, tongue, eyes, and nails. These are all the primary ways we observe and figure out what is going on for us. So if we turn the page and really jump into the map so we don't lose too much time here. Page 3, here is your map. And I just want to tell you that the map for the last, 18 years, the map has been this drawing of a map that I did. And okay, I'm not a very good drawer. Let's just totally put that out there. I married an artist, so I could be like in awe of his ability to draw. Like, what? And it was pretty hilarious. Some people would always be like, Deanna, you've got to get a new face drawing. I'm like, I know. But finally, Paloma this year, my lovely assistant, first time I've ever had one, just said, hey, I'm going to do it. So you guys are getting a beautiful, fresh, new, and yeah, Janet, you know all about the old face. So
I kind of like
our new face. So much better. So much better.
Yeah, you can read it better.
And what I'm going to do with this, as a way of explaining, again, these autonomic nerve endings of your face, is I'm gonna make sense of them, and I'm gonna start at the top of my head and work my way down to explain them. And I do want to let you know that if you just look on the next page for 1 second, you're gonna see that everything I'm gonna say is written down in really beautiful ways. So you don't just have the map, but you have each word on that map, every organ on that map, and then I even gave you the emotion. So you could think about like the organ and the emotion correlation. So you're always putting those together. Is that true if I put on, yep?
You did.
Okay, so if you don't catch everything I say, you might want to just turn the page and see if it's there, and then you can take notes, but not worry too much.